Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's Sunday preview. This video is sponsored by the Game Bunker. More on that later. Sunday preview. Start new armies in a flash with bountiful Battle Force boxes. Alright, so Games Workshop has taken a hint from their mistakes of the past, and they are releasing the Battle Forces for Christmas a little bit early this year, and I gotta say this is a great idea. In the past, they have waited until the first week of December to put them up for pre-order, and realistically, you get them like the week before Christmas, which is kind of a pain to scramble for them. But not this year. They will be going up for pre-order this Saturday and coming out 2 weeks after that. The annual Battle Force Bonanza is nearly here, with plenty to pre-order this week if you're looking to start a new army project in 2026, or if you just want a load of miniatures at a great price. All the Battle Force box sets are available while stocks last. So let's just hope they have made plenty of them, but very likely it's going to be difficult to get a hold of the ones you want, especially if they are really popular. So make sure you get your name on a pre-order list, or you secure these the day they go up for a pre-order. So first we have for Warhammer 40,000, we're going to be starting off with the Astra Militarum, and we have the Krieg Siege Platoon. And I think this one's going to be very popular. The Death Corps of Krieg excel in grinding siege warfare, during which artillery shells and lives of guardsmen are expended in equal measure. This characterful Battle Force box builds a typical Krieg Siege Platoon, comprising a Lord Commissar, a 5-man Krieg Command Squad, a 5-man Krieg Combat Engineer Team, 20 Death Corps of Krieg who can be split into 2 squads of 10, and 2 artillery teams that can be assembled with a range of heavy field guns. So very nice box right here. Definitely some awesome stuff to go along with the new Krieg Combat Patrol. And with all the people jumping into Krieg lately with the release of the Combat Patrol, the launch box earlier this year, I think this is going to be one of the most popular box sets. Next we have for Chaos Space Marines, the Hellforged Warband. The Chaos Space Marines are also getting in on the action, with the well-equipped raiding force fresh from the Soul Forges. A Lord Discordant leads a Venom Crawler, 2 Obliterators, 5 Havocs, 10 Legionaries, and Chaos Rhino, with a box containing 2 Chaos Space Marine transfer sheets of 364 individual decals each. So again, pretty nice box right here. We have 3 vehicles in this box set. The Lord Discordant is a really nice centerpiece model. A pair of Obliterators and a Venom Crawler are always nice, and you can never have too many Rhinos. And then you got a basic Space Marine squad to go along with it, and some Havocs. Again, real nice box set right here. This will go along nicely with the Chaos Space Marine Combat Patrol, or just bolster the ranks or start a new army with the Chaos Space Marines. Next we have for the Emperor's Children, the Blissbound Warband. A typical Emperor's Children fashion, the Sons of Fulgrim refuse to be outdone by their generic Chaos Space Marine neighbors, and the Demon Primarch himself has come to make sure they're on track. The Blissbound Warband is made up of Fulgrim himself in all his terrifying glory, accompanied by 6 Noise Marines and 6 Flawless Blades, as well as an Emperor's Children transfer sheet with 150 decals. So a little lower on the model count, but you have a epic hero as the centerpiece model for this box set in the Primarch of the Emperor's Children, Fulgrim. And then we got 6 Flawless Blades and 6 Noise Marines. Again, really nice box set right here. Definitely a big fan of this. And once again, it'll go along really nice with the Emperor's Children launch box. And next we have for the Leagues of Votann, the Chthonian Prospectors. Strike the earth and claim the resources that are rightfully yours with the Chthonian Prospect, a perfect pairing of Brokir Artifice and Chthonian Resilience. A Brokir Ironmaster leads a team of 3 Brokir Thunderkin with his Ironkin assistants and 3 ECOG drones, backed up by 10 Chthonian Berserkers, a Capricious Defender that can alternatively be built as a Capricious Carrier, and 2 Chthonian Earthshakers. So again, really nice box set right here. It goes along nice with the new Combat Patrol for the Votann. It's got a bunch of new models in it. It's got the new Transport and the Earthshakers in it. It's got a bunch of Berserkers, which are always nice. And then of course some Thunderkin and a character. I think this one will be fairly popular.
Now a quick word from today's sponsor, Game Bunker. Game Bunker carries a full range of Games Workshop products, including miniatures, terrain, paint, tools, and more. Game Bunker offers 15% off MSRP for most Games Workshop products with the discount code WHMS. Receive free shipping in the continental United States on orders over $145. Online orders ship out within 24 hours. Game Bunker is a veteran-owned business. Use affiliate link below, enter discount code WHMS to save 15% on most items at checkout. For fast, friendly service with a discount on your favorite tabletop wargaming purchases, visit GameBunker.net and let them know that Warhammer Man sent you.
And next, for the Space Marines, we have the Iron Halo Strike Force. Assemble an elite force of Space Marines that glorifies the veterans of the chapter with the Iron Halo Strike Force. A captain and his attendant company heroes lead the army, joined by a lieutenant, a ballistic dreadnought, a redemptor dreadnought, 5 Stern Guard veterans, and 5 Hellblasters to give your force a seriously strong punch of range. Alright, so again, really nice box set right here. This one is going to be extremely popular, as Space Marines are extremely popular. But you got the captain and his company heroes, which are always nice. You got 2 different dreadnoughts. And then to fill out the ranks, you've got a squad of Hellblasters, only 5 in this box set though, and then of course a squad of Stern Guard veterans as well. So excellent box set, nice model count, couple vehicles, couple characters, really cool. And next we have for the Tau, the Farsight Cadre. Commander Farsight may be a dangerous radical and subversive revolutionary if you ask the Ethereals, but he does have excellent taste in battlesuits, and the Farsight cadre brings the best together in one box. You get Commander Farsight himself, a broadside battlesuit, and 3 crisis suits, and a riptide battlesuit with all your various drones. So Farsight, absolutely amazing model and great on the tabletop, and then you got a riptide for your heavy support, you got a squad of crisis suits, and then you got a broadside for some range support, and then a bunch of drones. Very nice box set right here, definitely an excellent choice. And last but not least of the 40k boxes, we have the Tyranid Crusher Stampede. The hive mind is just as happy to hurl masses of heavy bioorganisms at a problem as it is millions of lesser gaunts. And the Imperial forces know these living wrecking balls as a Crusher Stampede. The horrifying assemblage of teeth, claws, and bioacid is directed by the warped mind of the Neurotyrant and 2 Neuraloid companions and comprises a Screamer Killer, a Tyrannifex that can instead be built as a Turvagon, a Horuspex that can also be built as an Exocrine, and a Maliceptor that you can choose to build as a Toxocrine. So again, really nice box set right here. Most of these models are going to make their way into just about any Tyranid army. Low model count, but big bugs. Very cool. And then moving over to Age of Sigmar, we have Battleforce Stankhold Rampage, an entire box of Trogs, also known as Trolls, so very cool. Gloomspite Gits kick things off in the Mortal Realms with a thundering group of Troggoths. Led by Trugg, the Troggoth King, his royal entourage consists of 1 Dankhold Troggoth, which can be assembled as a Trogboss instead, 3 Fellwater Troggoths, and 6 Rockgut Troggoths, all of which are extremely durable and terrifying to face in combat. So you got 9 of your basic Troggoths, 6 stone, and 3 river, and then we got 1 Dankhold Troggoth or Trogboss, and then of course we got Trugg to lead the charge. I think this is probably one of, if not the best boxes coming out this year. I think this one's going to be extremely popular. All of the trolls from Games Workshop are awesome, and this is basically an army inside a box. Very cool. And next we have for Skaven, the Scryer Warp Swarm. The elite of Clan Scryer often enlist outside help to keep their vulnerable weapons teams out of harm's way, and the Scryer Warp Swarm goes all out. It's a solid core of 1 Arch Warlock, 5 Acolyte Globadiers, 3 Warp Black Giselle teams, 3 Warp Spark weapon batteries, and a clanking Rattling Warp Blaster, all defended by a mighty retinue of 20 Storm Vermin. Ensuring their boss won't come to harm. Alright, so again, I think this one's going to be extremely popular as there are tons of Skaven players out there with Skaven Tide, and then also the starter sets all having Skaven inside. I think this is going to be really desirable. Nice model count, bunch of cool stuff, including a lot of the new kits. Very, very cool. And then we have Lances of the Crimson Keep. Soulblight vampires are usually content to raise legions of undead minions from the ground, but when they ride to war with the brotherhood of their fellow vampires, there is little that can withstand their charge. In the Lances of the Crimson Keep battle force, you get 10 seriously strong Blood Knights and 3 Fellback commanded by a deadly Prince Vordry, who can instead be assembled as a Revenant Draconith if you don't feel like constraining your undead dragon with a rider. Alright, so this one is definitely making it on my list as I've been wanting to pick up Vordry but haven't pulled the trigger yet. You get 3 Fellbats also, and then 10 of the Blood Knights. A very nice box set right here. Excellent force, super cool. And then we have for Sylvaneth, the Outcast of the Spire Grove. And then for Sylvaneth, we have the Outcast of the Spike Grove. Although the Sylvaneth generally fight on the side of order, not all of them are nice about it. And the most aggrieved of their number, invariably, Dryka Hammerdreth. The Towering Spirit Warrior leads a vanguard of spite-filled soldiers, starting with a full 20 Dryads, 15 Spite Revenants that can instead be built as Tree Revenants, and an enormous Tree Lord that can be assembled as a Reborn Spirit of Durthru. So we've got 2 large models and then a mass of smaller models. There's not a ton of stuff in the Sylvaneth range, and all this stuff is kind of old, but it is a nice box set, especially if you don't have any Sylvaneth currently. A lot of good stuff, a lot of value. This will probably be fairly popular. Alright, and then that is it for the Christmas Battleforces. Moving over to Black Library, we have Steel Tread Special Edition. Very cool art on the cover right here. Definitely a big fan of this. Follow the mismatched crew of Leman Russ Demolisher as they struggle against the twisted followers of the Ruinous Powers. Plagued by nightmares and clashes between their new commanders, can Tank Commander Hadea Etzul lead her crew to victory in death or glory charge. The classic Astra Militarum novel Steel Tread by Andy Clark will soon be coming to pre-orders in a new special edition release. Finished in cloth cover with printed Leman Russ details, a brown ribbon page edge, and foil page edges. So absolutely amazing. The Christmas Battle Forces are definitely like the big highlight for the end of the year from Games Workshop. They are some of the best deals that Games Workshop offers. If you haven't checked it out already, I did individual breakdowns for the 40k and Sigmar box sets, showing exactly how much you save on each relative to picking up the individual components at MSRP, and most of them are somewhere between 25 and 35% discount over picking up the individual kits. So some really nice deals this year. And I do really like that Games Workshop is putting these out weeks sooner than they have in the past. They have always waited till the last minute to put these out, and it was always a pain if you travel for Christmas. So releasing them a couple of weeks in advance this year, gonna make sure that people still got the Christmas funds available when they actually hit the shelves, and then also that they're not scrambling around last minute to get them and wrap them up to slide under the tree. So let me know which of these boxes you are most excited about, which ones you're going to be picking up. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And as always, special thanks to the Game Bunker for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products with code WHMS at checkout. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man. And remember, pre-orders will go live this Saturday at 1 p.m. EST. And I'm out of here.